What is up, everyone? Movie Worm back again with another Movie News Weekly. This is just me going over all the movie and TV show news throughout the last week or so, and I may have some video game news at the very end. Just a quick one there because I have to talk about that. But the BAFTAs have been announced this week. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this, the nominations and stuff, because it'll just go on forever. There are way too many categories and films to talk about. Although June has been getting a lot of nominations, so I'm sure that's going to come out with some awards. I really need to rewatch that movie because I just know it'll probably be better on a second time watch. I did enjoy it the first time, but I need to see it again, definitely, that's for sure. Just come out on 4K this week, so I'm going to look to pick that up. So I'm not really going to go too much into the BAFTAs, and a lot of the news this week is just announcements, really, and a couple of trailers, so nothing too amazing, but still plenty to talk about. So let's just get into it with the first bit of news this week, the Halo TV series trailer. So we are finally getting a live action version in the form of a TV show of Halo. A lot of rumours years ago that there was going to be a movie, then Peter Jackson was going to get on board and direct it. But this is coming to the Paramount streaming service on March 24th. And I was blown away by this trailer, I'm not going to lie. Now, I am a bit of a fan of these games. As you can see, I do own a few of them here on the Xbox and stuff, and it's a great video game series, and I'm really interested to see what they can do with this, because it looks very, very big budget, to be honest. It looks like a blockbuster movie in the form of a TV show. I thought Master Chief and the Arbiter, who you'll probably remember from Halo 2, just looked absolutely amazing, and I just couldn't believe the detail I was looking at. This is all going to see Master Chief having to, like he does in the games, save the human race from the Covenant, who are this alien race who they're going at war with and stuff. And it looks like he's going to have to get the rings of Halo to save humanity. That's basically what it was going by on the trailer. Bokeem Woodbine is in this show as well. Now, he is one of my favourite actors out there, really. I love his portrayal of Mike Milligan in the Fargo Season 2 show, and he's been in Spider-Man Homecoming and stuff, and I just think he's a really great actor with a great deep voice and an on-screen presence, so I was very happy to see him in there. But I just think this trailer looked brilliant, it really did. I was just so impressed with the visuals, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Now, I hope we get it here in the UK in some form, because the Paramount streaming service, hopefully Sky pick it up or something. But I'm sure we'll get it at some point. This looks too big to not be shown here. So the Halo TV show is coming on March 24th, and I definitely recommend checking out this trailer. A few fans of the games are moaning that Cortana looks a little bit too human, but I mean, come on, who cares? She looks fine. Going by the trailer, I thought. So, yeah. Can't we just be impressed by how amazing the rest of it looks? Suppose if you're a Halo diehard, that's the way you're gonna think. But I can't wait for this show. And there's so many TV shows coming this year, isn't it? There's so many. But Halo is definitely high on the priority list for me. So look out for that, March 24th. We also got another trailer, and that is for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, coming to Netflix on February the 18th. Now, I have done a full trailer reaction for this, which I'll leave down below if you want to check it out. But I got my hopes up a little bit more about this film. I'm anticipating it anyway, just because it's part of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, and I love Leatherface. I'll watch any movie that he's going to be in. But I do have my fears because it's on Netflix. But after seeing this trailer, it's got my hopes up there a little bit. I thought it looked really brutal and bloody and violent. And the fact that Sally Hardesty is coming back, I think that's a great idea. We haven't seen her since the original. It looks like she's doing a whole Jamie Lee Curtis thing from Halloween 2018 there, and they're trying to do that in this movie. I do think they probably got the idea from that. Leatherface, living in a little bit of a ghost town there. I don't know if that's going to quite sit right. I mean, he's got his own little town, and these students are coming to invade it the way he sees it. I don't know if that's going to work for me, but time will tell when we see the movie. But I'm just really, I can't wait for this, to be honest. I mean, even though it might be terrible, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original is my favourite horror film of all time. So I'll definitely be reviewing this movie on the channel, so look out for that very, very soon. Sticking with the horror now, for all you horror fans out there, we are getting Scream 6. Yes, the Scream 5, or Scream as you want to call it, did get released this year, just last month. which I went to see and reviewed on the channel. I thought it was a really good entry into the franchise, and the same makers of that film, with the same, the same two directors and the crew, are coming back for this next installment. And I'm thinking that it's gonna have Melissa Barrera at the forefront again with Jenna Ortega, and focus on them group of characters, and then push the legacy characters even further back there, like they were in the last film. They were just kind of in the background, and I do think they're going to use this new group to take the franchise forward, and I think that is actually a good idea, because I thought they were good characters in Scream 5, to be honest. So I'm just glad that we're getting another one. It's done quite well at the box office, and it's a strong franchise, so I do have full faith that they will come out with a good movie here. I would like to see a few more braver decisions, but it's Scream. I'm happy, I'm excited. I'm sure a lot of horror fans will there. So they're going to start filming this, I think, in the summer. So more Ghostface coming to our cinema screen soon. I'm guessing 2024 or something, we can see the next installment in this franchise. Even more horror now, we are getting Insidious 5, and this is going to be Patrick Wilson's directional debut, who has been heavily involved in the franchise in the first 4 movies. Now, I thought this was always going to get another entry at some point, because Part 4 done well at the box office for the budget it had. I still haven't seen that one. I've seen the first 3. The third one is a very impressive film, quite underrated, I feel, from director Lee Winnell. And this is gonna basically, we don't know too many details, but we do know that it's gonna take place 10 years after the second movie, when Dalton goes to college. And I think he got his memory right at the end of the second movie, and he doesn't remember the further and stuff, so he can get on with his life. But you do know that the demons are gonna come back into his life in some way or the other. I feel like that's what it's gonna happen while he's at college and stuff. But I'm more excited to see what Patrick Wilson can do on his directorial debut here, because Lee Winnell really did throw it out the park in that third one, and I'm hoping he can maybe do some great, like, this franchise is renowned for jump scares and stuff, and I'm hoping Patrick Wilson can really get behind the camera and be very clever with that, because this is a franchise that does use that heavily. So I don't know, I mean, maybe he'll just go in a totally different direction with it all. I don't know. I think Blumhouse will probably want him to just keep it kind of generic if they can with the script and stuff. I mean, it's all about making money for them anyway, isn't it? But maybe they'll just go, you know what, you've been heavily involved in this franchise from the start. You do your own thing, Patrick, and show the world what you can do. But I'm just looking forward to it. It's a horror movie, and I'll definitely get the 4th one watched very, very soon. I should have watched that by now. But yeah, I will get it watched before the 5th one. So we do have Insidious 5. I think this is in post-production or something. I think it's meant to be coming out this year, because they said last year, Jason Blum, expect one in 2022. So hope maybe at the end of the year we'll probably get an Insidious 5 announcement. Who knows? But Patrick Wilson, directing for the first time, Insidious 5. Now, we did get a load of new posters for the Lord of the Rings of Power TV series. We actually got over 20 posters. Now, admittedly, some of these posters were pretty bland. It just shows all the different races and stuff holding these rings in their arms, and you can see them on the screen right now. But what does make me think that this show is going to be is because it's got so many posters. I just think it's going to show how epic this show is going to be, because you only usually get a couple of posters, don't you, or maybe 5 or something, and this has got 22 here, and it sort of says to me that they're saying to us, this show is going to be gigantic, and I hope it is. Apparently it's the most expensive TV show ever, or one of them, and this is coming on the 2nd of September, I believe, to Amazon Prime, and this is going to be a big coup for Amazon Prime for sure. I do think it struggles next to Disney Plus and Netflix. Not struggles, but you do hear about more people watching them too instead of Amazon Prime. So I do think, Amazon Prime Video will benefit from this highly. Now, I did hear rumours that this might be going into a Game of Thrones type deal, where it's going to be more violent and aimed towards adults. Will that work after people being such big fans of the Lord of the Rings show? Who knows? But I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so I would be up for that. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm sure a trailer will be out soon with all these posters getting released, and it's only like 7 months away there, so I'm sure we'll be getting more details leaked to us, or drip fed to us, shall I say, over the coming months. Now we are getting a Goosebumps live action series, and this is going to involve Neil Moritz and Rob Letterman, who worked on the first 2 movies, and this is going to be coming to Disney Plus at some point in the future. We don't know when, this is just an announcement. And I was kind of hoping that this would be an anthology series where they just pick one of the books and do a whole episode on that, kind of like they did with the Nickelodeon TV show. Because them 2 are involved in this, I do feel like they're going to sort of central it around how the movies were. So maybe it'll play into that movie universe or something, or just have all these stories going on in one show, and episode by episode mayhem will ensue around the neighborhood and with R.L. Stein and our characters and stuff. I don't know, but I would prefer an anthology series. An updated version of that Goosebumps TV show with more budget would be great, I think. But we'll have to wait and see. That's just me taking a guess at that because them 2 are involved. But I'm a big Goosebumps fan. Back in the day when I was a kid, I used to read all the books, so I'll be looking forward to this coming to Disney Plus at some point in the future. Now, Jason Statham is going to be having fist fights with sharks again in the Meg 2, The Trench, which is the subtitle of this movie. And Ben Wheatley is going to come and direct this movie, who is an English director who made a very underrated film called Kill List, by the way. And this done pretty well at the box office, the first one. It's a movie about a massive, gigantic shark, and Jason Statham is fighting him. So that's always going to make money, isn't it? Whether it's terrible or not, it was always going to get a sequel. Now, I do think the first one's just okay. But I will still be interested in this. I love a good shark movie. I like Jason Statham. And I'm interested to see what Wheatley can maybe do with this, because he didn't direct the first one. And I do hold Kill List in high regard. So the Meg 2 is coming. We don't know when. But it's set to start filming, I believe, at some point this year. So look out for the Meg 2, The Trench. And last up, we have a video game announcement. Rockstar have come out on their Twitter page and said that GTA 6 is in the works. It's, they're working on it, and they hopefully have something for us fans very soon, because we've all been asking for it. Now, GTA 5 is the highest piece of software ever, I believe. It's sold more than any music album, any movie. It's made more money than anything, because it's still online today. It came out in, was it 2013 or something? And people are still playing it today. It's seen so many consoles, and it's just got a massive online user base, hasn't it? So I think it's about time we got GTA 6 now. It's been too long. And I'm interested to see where they can go with this. Now, they did start off, well, I still think they are, Rockstar, obviously, as an English-based company. Would you like to see it in England? I don't know. Leave your comments down below. I'll get back to you all, I promise. Personally, I would love one in Liverpool, because that's where I live. It'd be great to go and see all these locations that I know so well, but I do doubt that'll be the case. I do think they'll probably go back to Vice City at some point, which is fine by me. Vice City is my favourite in the series, so I would be fine with that. We'll just have to wait and see, but GTA 6 is in the works. Finally. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this movie news weekly. Not a lot to talk about, but there was still some stuff worth mentioning there. Is there anything you're looking forward to out of all this lot? Sorry I couldn't really get into the BAFTAs, but it just would have went on forever. I'm sure you all know the nominations by now and stuff. If you want to comment down below, I will get back to you all, I promise. And is there anything I missed that I probably should have mentioned? I know there's a lot out there, but I just picked the stuff that I think is worth talking about. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you all next week for another Movie Talk Weekly, and look out for more videos in the meantime.